Okay, hey guys, welcome to my tutorial on basically how to make a simple FPS. I'm gonna jump right into things because this is for my friend anyways, not really, don't really plan on, I don't know, trying to get views on it or anything, so I'm just gonna jump right into it basically. So the first thing you're gonna want to do is just have, obviously in your new scene, I'm gonna first of all just make a plane. I don't know, I always do this. Okay, first you're gonna want to make a plane. Well, you don't have to, but I'm going to. Hit F to focus on things. So F to focus. So let's say I'm way over here. F. That's what it does. Transform, all I did there was reset. So if it's like off in the middle of nowhere, which usually it is if you don't create it here. If you create it through this, it'll be made near wherever your camera location is. If you create it here, then it'll be made at 0. Oh, never mind. It'll be made there anyways. Okay, don't worry about that. Cancel what I just said. But you just want to reset and then hit F and 0 it on it. We don't need a camera. We're gonna have a different camera. Let's just say I don't have assets here. Don't mind anything, and this is all just. You're gonna want to import the package. So I'm gonna get back to here by going import package, and then characters. And yeah, and then what you're gonna want to do is you're gonna have a standard assets now, and go to characters, first person, prefabs. And I'll explain what a lot of this is for me friend, of course. This is the character prefab. So already we'll have a working game. Well, be able to walk around and things, not really great like this and whatnot, and jump around. What are they doing? Oh yeah, recording video. Back. Okay. Anyways. But go back to, I'm going to explain exactly what that was. So right here, also of course you can customize your interface. So if you don't have any of these windows, yours will look different. I mean, okay, yours will look like this. No. Anyways, you have all these default. This is what yours will look like most likely. You can customize it. So what I do is I went to hierarchy, put it over here. I have a pretty big monitor, so I just moved everything to the smallest. I like it like this. It depends what kind of game I'm working on. You can move stuff around. If you don't have something you need it, you can open a window and add it in. I usually have an animation thing down here, so I'm just going to go to normal. Oops, that's wide. Well, whatever. No, not whatever. It's a prank. Anyways, going back to this. God damn it, what did I just do? Undo that. Oh, Jesus. Anyways, characters. I'm actually going to change it because it's bugging me. Sorry. Close tab. Gotcha. Boom. Right here. First person. And there's a thing called prefabs. Prefab is a word you might see a lot in Unity. It's basically like a built... So for example, here I'll make one like this right here. This is a prefab. It's kind of like something you can clone, something you can make a lot more of. So like for example, 3D object sphere, and take that out of that. We don't want that there. And let's just focus on it. Oh, we're not on the scene. There we are. Right here. This is a game object. Anyways, doesn't matter. Let's say you wanted a script on it. So let's just add. Not a script, but just something to it. I don't know. Let's just say you added something. I'll add a rigid body because I don't know why not. Rigid body, and you named it that. And you wanted to be able to instantiate or create, like shoot this as a bullet. Then you'd need to make this a prefab. So you would drag it into your editor or prefab folder is what I would do. And now you see it's blue because it's a prefab. And yeah, now you're able to. Let's say you delete that in the scene, you have it still down here in your project hierarchy or folder, whatever, and you can drag it out, and it has everything you had on it before. So it basically just creates a preset kind of object, I guess. I don't really know how to explain it. Anyways, let's start working on the script here, because that's going to be the fun part, I'd say. So I'm just going to scripts folder, which I made by going right-click, create folder, and then you name it scripts. I already have one. And then create a C# script, right click and then go to create again, and just name it like, I don't know, shooting. that's what we're going to get done here in the first little while, hopefully. Open Visual Studio I recommend using. I'll show you how to set it to Visual Studio if you don't already have it set to that. Okay, I have a lot of things open. So let's just say you opened and you clicked a script and opened Mono Develop. I personally don't like Mono Develop, so you want to go to Edit. Is it Edit or is it File? Where is it here? Oops. Oh, sorry. Okay, so you're gonna want to go to Edit, and then go to Preferences. Sorry, is what it is, and then External Tools. And right here it says Mono Developed, and then it'll say your Visual Studio. I don't know why I'm using 2013, 2015. No? Yes? No? Maybe so. Thank you. And yeah, that's what that does. Colors. I have it Unity in dark mode. You probably will not be. You can go on the internet and find out how to put in dark mode, or you can pay for the pro version. It's it's whatever, up to you. Anyways, I'm gonna start writing the script now. I'm gonna clear it out, blank script. So basically, all you're gonna really need to know for the basics is you don't need to touch this stuff. And those first two functions, you don't worry about it. It's all just empty. So basically, in between here and here, these two brackets, this is your sheet of paper. So I'm going to write some stuff and then explain it as I do it. So I'm going to write a variable. I'm going to draw something like, we're going to need ammo. So I'll make a public int ammo. And basically this is declaring it's public. So all you really need to know for that is it's going to be shown in your, I'll apply it to like my FPS controller here. Does this have the camera? This has camera. Let's apply it to this. So let's say here, shooting. Right here, it'll show in your inspector. So 0 ammo. It's not set to anything yet, so it's just default 0. Yeah, so it's going to be default 0 because I haven't set anything. As you can see, also it capitalizes. When you're writing variables, I recommend, let's say you want to do 2 words. Let's say it's like gun ammo. Then most people, you'll get used to it. Lowercase first word and uppercase in the second word. It's just kind of thing people do, I find, and I like to do it as well. And then when you click save, it'll update here, and they're both uppercase, space, uppercase. It does it on its own, so it's pretty cool. But let's just change it to ammo again. Oops, I already have one of those. Okay. We're going to need a void update function. So basically, void, it's a function. Hold on. No, okay. It's a function, calls function, basically. And then update. This is a function that basically, whatever's in between the brackets here, is called every frame in the game. So it's going to be checking for inputs. So like it's going to be constantly checking for you when you're pressing. Oh wow, that was bad. So it's going to basically be calling or checking the entire time you're playing the game. When you press up, when you press down, when you press the mouse button, all those kind of things. It'll be checking for that. You don't really need to put anything in this or know about it at all, but you are able to put things in this. Okie dokie. Back to it. What's on my phone? Nothing. Okay, cool. Don't have friends. Okay, anyways. What I was saying. Alright. Let's just start writing, and I'll explain everything as we go. So, let's shoot some bullets using the raycast method, and then there's the what do you call it? Instantiating kind of thing. I don't really know, so I'll explain it. One, basically, you kind of shoot instant lines. Well, you can program it to not be instant, and you can also implement physics into raycasting, but I'm not talking about that right now. And there's the rigid body, or the instantiating like a physical bullet, which I find would be more laggy, because that's calculate physics for each individual bullet, so we're not going to use that. We're going to use raycasting. So if input dot get mouse button down 0, then let's also make another public. Let's just raycast hit. Oops. Okay, I'll explain what I've done so far. So every frame is going to check if you press the mouse button. 0 is your left mouse button, or your fire button, the one that's usually on games. And then this right here is another variable. It's kind of, I only do this, of course, if you're using raycast, which I haven't used it yet. But it's kind of just like a holder for what the raycast is going to hit. So now I'm going to say, if you press the button, and then we're going to declare the physics dot raycast, and as soon as you go to make a whatever that's called, I don't even know, to be honest. Actually, let me rewrite that, see what it's called. Oh my god. Okay, physics dot raycast. This is does it tell me what this is? A bool. That's not really what I want. Anyways, and you go like this, I like 12. You can scroll through with the arrow keys, as you can see. 12 is what I usually do, I think. But yeah, you can look through and it'll tell you what you're going to need. So, I mean, it's actually very helpful. It's going to pretty much sum up everything you really need to know, to be honest. But anyways, so it's saying vector3 origin, so where the raycast is coming from, which is this objects that the script is on, is position. So every time you say transform.position, you're declaring a vector3, which is all three axes, sorry. So the x, y, z. If you just did transform, it would not be right. That's just the transform. I don't know how I'm supposed to say it. So transform position, and then the direction you can do transform dot forward, I think, or do I need to declare? Anyways, that's fine. Is that fine? That's not a very good way of doing it either. You can use the other ways as well. Like, can I do dot screen to no game object? I don't use this way ever. Screen to no screen dot full screen, no. Whatever, just transform dot forward, and then this what was 12, the out raycast hit info. This is what you want. You want out hit. This hit is referring, if you double click something as well, it'll highlight the other words just like it. So hit right here. This is referring to your variable we declared earlier. So that's kind of cool. So if I had like ammo mentioned through my script, I could highlight this and it'd show me everywhere I've mentioned it. Anyways, so back comma, it'll tell us we need a no. I done goofed. There we go. Max distance. So we could write a distance in here, which is totally fine. But I think it'd be kind of cooler if we were able to change this on the go. So we're going to want to declare another variable, which we're going to call range, or whatever you want to call it. The name doesn't matter. It's always going to be in this order. For C#, of course. So a float is, instead of an int, oh wait, did I ever describe what this is? This is whole numbers. So 1, 8, 20, 100 million. But no decimals. Floats are decimals, so like 1.878, whatever, those kind of things. So we're just gonna say range, as you know, pretty simple. And since it's an if statement, we're gonna have to open the brackets, of course, to declare what happens if this does happen. Which we're gonna want to do, of course, is when you shoot a gun, if you don't know, ammo. Minus is 1. Is that even a thing? Can I minus? Yeah, it's a thing. So it's gonna minus 1. If you ever do like plus, this is adding 1. Minus is adding, or minusing 1. Or you could do minus equals 1, but there's no point when you could just minus. So that's pretty simple. And then that's, you know, you're already shooting in this technically, and you're not really saying what happens if you hit things, but let's just make that happen. So let's say if hit dot collider is not equal, don't worry if you don't understand what I'm saying, not equal to null, then print hit dot collider dot transform dot name. Okay, this is saying if my hit the thing, like I said earlier, so when it gets shot out, if it hits a collider and that collider's name is not equal to null. So the not is the exclamation mark. So if it's, I could put one in front of here. I believe that will that error? No, exactly. So now it's if a hit collider doesn't not hit I don't know, 2 negatives. Anyways, it's saying if you don't. So if it does not equal to null, which is empty, 0, nada, nothing, whatever you want to call it. So it's saying if the oh wait, that doesn't make any sense. Sorry, name. I forgot name. If the name is not equal to nothing, so basically any object that has a name in the game, then it'll do whatever you have it to do. So now I'm saying to print the object you hit, their name. So if you want to see this working, we can actually have it working already. And right now, actually, we do not need a ammo, which doesn't make any sense, but that's because we're not really using it. Besides minusing from it, we're gonna actually say public int max ammo. Well, I don't know why I did that. Holy, I'm having some troubles here typing for some reason. Max ammo. And we can just equal this to something in here, or just do it in the inspector after. I'm gonna do it in the inspector. So we'll declare that. I'll eventually show why we need that. And then we're gonna need to say if you press the mouse button end, so end, you're gonna have to do end for in the if statements. Don't ask why, because I honestly don't really know why that is like that. But anyways, there's also or, so which is this button. It's right above your enter. If you hold shift, that's or. But we're doing end. So if you press 0, mouse button 1, or left mouse button, sorry, end ammo is equal to or more than 1. I'm stupid. Sorry. It's more than or equal to, isn't it? I don't know I did that. Anyways, if it's ammo is more than or equal to 1, so now it's saying, of course, if you click it and you have more than 1 ammo or equal to, so as long as you have ammo in general, then it will proceed to do this. Otherwise, it will not do anything, which is fine. And we could also say even else. I'm not going to use this, but this is just an example. Let's just say if you press it and this does not true, so let's say you have less than 1 ammo, then this will come into place. It'll go. I'm sure you understand it. It's pretty simple. If statement. If this if statement isn't true, then it goes to else. You can also do else if you really want to, and then you can open another if statement like that. We're not doing that though. So if that's not true, you could say print, or yeah, just print whatever. Out of ammo, or something like that. It doesn't matter. It's just a random message. It's not really gonna be used. Anyways, yeah, that's some more stuff. Let's set this. Let it load down here. It'll show loading. Can you see it? Oh, you can. It doesn't record that. Cool. So max ammo. Let's just say 25. Range. Let's just set it to something kind of just high for now, because whatever. Don't worry about that. I was about to save, but we don't need to save right now. I don't know what just happened. My computer pooped. Anyways, sorry, I didn't say what I was doing there. I'm hitting R. So up here, you can see these ones. It's from Q to T. So Q, W, E, R, T. Yeah, you get it. So R is going to be scaling. I'm just going to scale it up so you have room to move. And then I'm going to create a cube, or that was a sphere. Wow, I'm good at things. A cube, and I'm gonna reset, and I'm gonna move you over here, make it large, and I'm gonna put you here, and we're gonna name this hit me. Remember that we named it hit me. It's gonna show there as well. So that's the object. We don't have to worry about anything else right now. It's there in the world. Also, I'm having shadows because I'm right here. It's enabled soft shadows on my directional line. Anyways, so it looks nice. Another thing we forgot though, sorry I'm kind of jumping everywhere, is that this is still not going to be set ammo, because there's nothing setting that, nothing affecting it besides the minusing again. So let's go and set that to max ammo at the start of the game. So this is pretty self-explanatory. So void start. Whenever you hit play, this will all be declared. We're going to set ammo is equal to max ammo. That was not max ammo. Max ammo. There we go. And then that's fine. So at the start of the game, set your ammo to your max ammo. Simple enough, I guess. Another thing to note. Come on, man. Keep getting text messages. I'm just too popular. Just kidding. I never get texted. I don't know I'm getting texted. Another thing to note is when you're trying to set something, so you're not checking for it. If you're setting something, it's 1 equals. If you're checking for things, it's going to be 2 equals. Just so you know to remember that. It's pretty easy. It'll tell you in the error log, and you can just fix it right away. Anyways, so now it'll work. When you hit start, it'll set it. It'll do all the things. I'm gonna put my game right here, and I'm getting rid of that. Don't worry about that. And hit play. Sorry for breathing into the mic. It just said out of ammo because I was out of ammo at first. But anyways, don't worry about that. I'm not out of ammo. And it's going to shoot out of my, just straightforward. If I click it, out of ammo. You can see my ammo's minusing on the right side. I think I might have animation. Oh, why do I have animation here? Sorry about that. Out of ammo, out of ammo, out of ammo. What the heck? Oh, I'm stupid. I forgot to write to that. Sorry. Obviously, that was a stupid thing to do. But this is actually, I don't even... Direction transform.forward, is that even... Sorry about that. Hit me. There we go. So as you can see, you can hear, I'll click my mouse right by the mic. It's because I am shooting a ray into this cube, and it is hitting the object that we named hit me. So it's printing the name as we have told it to. And it also hit the plane once, so it printed plane because it's printing the game objects with the collider that you hit, their name. So that's pretty simple. But we cannot see the ray, which I think it's nice to be able to see it, so I'm going to do that. So debug.draw ray. I don't know the really difference between draw line and draw ray, to be honest, but you're going to want to do transform position, just like the raycast. Wow, what just happened? I don't know. Dot position. Transform. Dot forward. And then I'm going to add pretty much all this, because why not? Vector direction. We're going to want color. Let's just say dot. Why didn't you add color? Color. Dot red. Doesn't matter what color. And then float duration. Let's do 3F. Another very important thing, when you're using floats, you have to put an F behind it. I'll show you what happens if you don't. Let's do a 3.2. I'll get an error here. Exactly. Cannot convert, blah, 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 invalid. If you add F, it'll be fixed. I'm going to do 3F. So it is a float now. So 3.0 is what it is. Now, if we pay attention more to the scene side of things, not the game, because it will not show in the game, we can make it show in the game by enabling something. But anyways, when I click, it's drawing a little baby red line, and it's also printing, of course, what we're hitting. And the line doesn't seem to be going what it would seem like, right? That's because it's just going forward. We're going to want to go forward times our distance, our range, which is our variable. So it's pretty simple here. So now, when I click, you can see it's going 125, minusing ammo. When you hit a thing, it prints. So let's say we shoot this, it hits hit me, and it prints that as well. Completely working. We already have a kind of sort of working FPS in a way, I guess you could say. But let's just add a reload and then call that a FPS tutorial. And of course, if anyone wants more, I'll continue more or something. But yeah. So let's make a... This might be too much to take in, honestly. It's already been 30 minutes as well. Take it or leave it kind of thing. And let's add reloading, because why not? So let's continue and add a few things before we do this that we'll need. We'll need a boolean, which is a public bool. This is a true or false statement. All you need to know. We're going to call that reloading. Of course, you'll see what I use that for. We're going to want to make an I enumerator. This is kind of a thing. Here, I'll just name something. So reload. I like capitalizing these things. Personal thing. It's not really needed. I'm going to get an error. Don't worry about it. This is a thing that runs kind of like an assembly line. So let's just say I'm calling, or I'm doing things. Things are happening in here, whatever. It's going to do this one, and then this one, and then this one, and it's going to do them in order. Whereas these are done instant usually. Although they are kind of done in order as well. But you can do a pauses in this. So yield, return, new wait for seconds, and let's make a wait time variable as well. This is gonna be errored, but public a public float wait time, just like that. So now we have a variable for wait time. So this is actually gonna wait that and then continue on doing it. So it's gonna loop like that. So what we're gonna want to do is set reloading is equal to true. Not turret, sorry, true. So as soon as you call this, it's gonna set reloading to true and then wait this long and then set reloading to false. But also what happens when you reload is you get max ammo. So ammo is equal to max ammo and reloading is equal to false. Again, not float. False. Holy, I cannot type. And there you go. That's pretty simple. And now we're going to want to make another if statement here in the void update and say if input dot get key down key code dot r and end reloading is equal to false. Actually, I don't know if that's even required for a boolean. False, then proceed on doing things. So this is, yeah, no, we do. I was just checking to prove the point. Totally. So like I said, when you're checking for things, you need 2 equals, whereas setting is just 1. But this is saying if you press the key R, key code is just a thing. I find it makes it a lot easier. You can actually do like quotation, and then things in there, but I just like using key code. I find it really easy, just like that. Also, a thing to note I forgot about is when you hit the get key, you can do down, which is when the button is pressed down. Get key is just in general, so you can hold it down and it'll call it over, or infinitely as long as you're holding it. And then get key up, whereas when you lift the key, it calls it. Just so you guys know. And then if we wanted, we could add things saying like end again. Ammo is like not equal to max ammo, so you can't reload when you have full ammo already. Why not? Just for some experience in coding, little thing to know. You can start coroutine, however you spell that, or not spell, say that word, reload, and that's good enough. You're gonna just, whenever you call enumerators, whatever you call them, I'm not gonna be able to pronounce these. I'm probably just terribly pronouncing these. That's okay though. You put start that word, and then whatever it's called, which is right there, and then 2 brackets afterwards as well, because you're calling a function in a way, I guess. And then now this should be working if I'm not wrong. Wait time, or let's call this like reload. Or actually, before I do that, Control H works pretty well as well. Wait time to reload time. Replace all. Okay. That basically, you can highlight a word, and if you have a document or a script with a whole bunch of the words, you want to change it once, Control H will change all of them at once. So now it's reload time instead of wait time, just because it kind of fits it better. That took 5 minutes just to do that. Okay. Let's save that and then come back here. It'll add in. So reloading, wait time, whatever. Wait time, let's make it so it takes 0.6 seconds to reload. Now, reloading false. I shoot. Ammo. I'm sorry, I don't know why I did that. Ammo. I'm dumb, sorry. As soon as you click, you're shooting. Doesn't matter if you hit anything. So I just fixed that. I was saying if this hits something, then minus ammo. But that means when you're shooting air, it wouldn't minus ammo, which that's stupid. So as soon as you press it, minus ammo. That was my bad. Fixed that. So now minuses every time you click, no matter what. Reloading, it'll. Oop. It reset, but. Oh, reload time is 0. Right. Another thing, you cannot edit. You can, so for example, when you're in play mode, you can edit these things. Like you can pause the game and go and edit them. But as soon as you stop playing the game, they'll reset to what you had before you hit play. So I recommend not editing anything while you're in play mode unless you already know what you're doing. In that case, go for it. So let's shoot, and you hit R. It's reloading, and it's reloaded. reloaded. As you can see, there you go. You can add magazines to this very easily. I'm going to let you try to do that. It's not hard at all, so hopefully you're able to figure that out. If not, just refer back to it and you be able to figure out after a few seconds. Or not a few seconds, you'll be able to figure it out eventually. Anyways, another thing, you cannot reload because we have max ammo. So that's working. It's only when you have less than max ammo. Anyways, that's going to be all for this, I guess, video. So hope you enjoyed. I sure did. Just kidding. I'm just joking. Yeah, it was fun. Hopefully this helped my friend a lot, or the most at least. And I guess if you want more, comment. And see you guys in the next one.